Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the channel. I am working on Project Life 2024 today, and today I am working on week 3. So I am still playing along with my bingo, and today I decided to use some wood veneer that I've altered. I just basically used an alcohol marker and colored it in. And so that's kind of where things are headed. I'm also going, yeah, this one's the one. I was just looking at it. This one right here. I'm also going to see if I can use a couple of other things. I did a couple of DIY cards. So if you've got strips, like 2x6 strips, from maybe you make cards, or maybe you just used a whole 4x6 on a previous card, this is what I decided to do to kind of use up my scraps. So I just basically took a piece of copy paper and the 2 pieces that were more or less 2x6. You can see I've got to cut a little bit off. And I made this card and also this card. Same thing. And then just to cover the seam, I used a little piece of washi. So it's a good way to use a couple of different things. I am using a very old Project Life card from an actual Heidi Swap kit. I just grabbed it for the January. And a paint chip, which I cut down to size, that was free from my local hardware store. So what else? I've got a DIY embellishment, my little wood veneer pieces. I pulled a couple little things that I may or may not include on this layout. I was just kind of leaning into the roses and the red. And my new favorite thickers, my wood grain ones. So I will put you on fast forward while I get embellishing. Sorry about the messy state of my desk. I've also been doing some crafting that I'm not filming. I'm making a card embellishment binder, I guess, for a friend. And I just wanted like another way to use some of my goodies, and just, you know, do something crafty that I'm not filming. So I find sometimes when I know I have to film something, sometimes it interferes with my creative thinking and I tend to rush. So I'm working on trying to find a little bit of balance. So I'm still kind of taking a little bit of pressure off myself, but still spending time in my craft room. So yeah, this is just, it was a pretty simple layout, but it's been a little while since I've been in my craft room working on Project Life, so it took me a little while to kind of get into the groove. This whole layout from start to finish, minus my paper selection and gluing down the photos, it took about 20 minutes, I want to say. And I had to pause off and on just to grab a couple of things from around my craft room. I don't like stepping away from my desk and having people stare at a blank desk. So yeah, you can see here I'm just kind of using the grid lines on that little Project Life card to line up my alphas. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love a good grid, especially for that title card. It is so handy. And I'm putting glue on the back of the vellum there. I know that's probably horrible to some people, but I don't care. Yeah, you didn't need to see me fussy cut that out. So I just did that off camera. Yeah, trying to use up all the little things that I pulled out on my desk, and this was just a little scrap in my little bin to the right there. You can't really see, but I've got my great big Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer, and on it I've got some like Maggie Holmes stuff. My desk is messy enough as it is. You don't need to see all that too. I should probably work on tidying up my desk before filming, but I think if anybody can relate, it's probably all you nice folks out there. Maker's gonna make and make a mess. So this is just my Citrus Twist Cravings stamp. And I thought it was pretty handy for a couple of different photos on here. The cupcake photo and the doggies mooching for treats. So I'm just stamping a couple of tiny words there on a scrap piece of white cardstock. Nothing fancy cardstock, just probably Michael's stuff, honestly. And cutting them down. I wanted to put one or two on that little wood veneer bubble next to the doggies' heads, because they're forever mooching for treats and cookies. So they're in my craft room with me right now as I'm doing this voiceover, and neither one of them flinched when I said the magic words, but it's because they're both conked right out. So I'm adding some little puffy hearts. These have been in my stash for quite a while. They're a great size for Project Life, so. And it looks like I'll be back to you here live in just a moment. And week 3, all done. I decided to do a little bit of journaling in here. It's not particularly private. I just wanted to use up this little pocket. Yeah, pretty much used up all the things I wanted to. Played a little bingo. I decided to do some tiny words using my stamps, which is on here. I fussy cut something I stamped, and I used my wood veneer. Yeah, I think that's about it. I still have a couple of little odds and ends on my desk, but those will likely get used up in the next layout. All right, friends, as always, thanks for coming to hang out with me, and I will see you next video. Bye for now.